I know a lot of you guys want to become good problem solvers. So at the end of this video, there are going to be some huge announcements that are going to help you become great problem solvers over the period of time. So if you're someone who is pursuing tech or something related to tech, then do make sure to watch this video till the very end, because those announcements are going to help you greatly when it comes to problem solving. Now, in my last video, I talked about creating a new Discord server. So in this video, I'm going to quickly share my screen and walk you through the Discord server, right? And I'll show you what channels are there and what channel is meant for what, and how it can help you, right? So let me share my screen. Now here, if you look at my screen currently, I am currently in the server of Virtual Tech School, which is the name of the community that we have. And in this community, I welcome all the people who are college dropouts or considering to drop out of college, or if you're a college or a school student, or if you're a working professional in tech or some other field who wants to get into tech or wants to grow in tech, then I welcome you to this community, right? And in front of you, you see the welcome channel, which is the first channel that anyone sees when they join through the invitation link of this server. And it says that you can choose your interest from a channel known as get rules, and you can read the rules from a channel called rules, and you can basically give your introduction on a channel called introduction, right? So I'll quickly walk you through all the channels. Now if I go to the rules channel, then you would see that I have specified certain rules for the channel, and I would like you guys to go through these rules, because this will help you understand the kind of culture that we want to maintain in this community. And we don't accept any toxic culture, so this will help you uh, be aligned with what things are not acceptable, and what channels are meant for what, and things like that, right? So go through this, and all the announcements related to community or any new YouTube video that would be coming up would be made in this announcements channel that I've just set up. I created an announcement yesterday, which I'm going to also do in this video. And then we keep getting opportunities. There might be some referrals that I have that I can refer to, right? And there might be some people who reach out to me asking if I can refer, if I can share these opportunities with you guys. So whatever opportunities we would be creating, be it opportunities in startups, be it opportunities in freelancing, be it opportunities in remote jobs, whatever opportunities that we get, I am going to share those opportunities with the community, and you can check out those opportunities in this channel, right? And again, I mean, there are going to be some resources. So whatever bootcamp that I create later on, all the resources for those bootcamps, for all the videos that I create, are going to be shared in this channel as well, along with the description links of those videos. So you can also refer back to this channel for any resources that you need, right? And then we have the regular get rules channel. So if you look at this channel in the current moment, uh, there are a lot of icons, and all the reactions are basically linked with some topics that you might be interested in. So just go through all the topics that are there, choose the topics that you're interested in, and just give it a reaction, whatever topics you're interested in, and you would be automatically added to the discussions of those topics, right? And then again, if you have some feedback for the community, or if you have some feedback for the videos or things like that, then I'm very open to any sort of feedbacks. It could also be related to bootcamp that I'm going to create. So if there's any feedback, just share that feedback with me on this channel, and I would be more than happy to read all the feedback that I receive, and maybe implement some of the things if I really find it something that could make a difference, right? And if not, I'll actively keep replying to the feedbacks why I might not be implementing some things. And you know it's just open to discussion. You can discuss it with me. If you still strongly feel that this is a feedback that should be implemented, I'm always open to discussion, right? And again, I posted some important links, and these links are generally links related to community, where I would be posting content regularly. So you can check out all these links and see, I mean, where you want to go. And then comes the introduction channel. Again, the basic stuff. You can just, I mean, as soon as you join the channel, I urge you guys to introduce yourself to the community so that we get a good picture about, where you're from, and what you're currently pursuing, what are your goals from the community, what are you expecting out of the community, things like that. So those are things that you can put it here in your introduction, your reason for joining the community, things like that. And general is it's just for general discussion. So I don't think, and as you can see, I mean, I've been actively replying to all the things, all the questions and all the things that I receive, and I'm very, like, I reply it in a very friendly manner. So you can obviously interact with me on Discord, on this Discord server. If you have any questions, have any doubts, need any guidance, something like that, you can openly ask me questions here. I'm there to answer. And we are someone who want to promote achievements, right? So if, let's say, you're a part of this community and you've achieved something through the content that this community is creating, or that I am creating, or someone shares some resources with you and you achieve something because of that, I urge you to share your achievements with the community, because that helps as a very motivating and inspiring factor for the others as well, right? So share your achievements in this. And if, let's say, you've had a very challenging and difficult story, uh, you know something that I resonate with very heavily. So if you are someone from that background, or have some story that is actually a very good success story, or things like that, whatever your success story is, whenever you achieve something, right, whatever your success story is, I would like you to share your success story in this channel, because I would personally like to read your success stories. And I guess this is something that is also going to benefit the community a lot in the long run, because they are going to feel inspired and motivated out of it, right? And this was just for random, discussions and things like that. If you have any ideas and suggestions for the community, like for the Discord community or anything like that, I'm not talking about feedback. So feedback is like a different thing, but some ideas and suggestions that you think, you know would be good to have, right, is something that I want you guys to post here. So feedback could be something related to things like, things that could be improved, but ideas and suggestions are something that could be added, right? New things that could be added. So any ideas and suggestions that you have for the community, you could add it here, and I would be like very happy to read these things. So Ritesh Karankal, he's a guy in our community, brilliant guy, and huge shout out to him. He gave me a very good suggestion about, people sharing the weekly agendas, and people sharing, some sort of, reflecting upon how their month went, or things like that. So he gave me this suggestion, and I kind of implemented it, which I will be discussing later on in this video. And if you have any questions, you can ask your questions in this channel, and I'll be more than happy to answer those questions. I am not going to do any sort of hand holding for you guys, so that is something you need to keep in mind. But if I actually find any legit questions, any questions that I feel, require some sort of expertise to answer, then I'm going to answer those questions and help you out there, right? And the other questions, the general questions, I would expect the community to answer those questions, right? So that is there. If you're becoming a part of the community, you should also be able to, help other people out when they're asking some question. And if you guys want to collaborate with each other over something, then definitely this is the channel for you guys. You can collaborate with each other. And if you guys have any opportunities that you want to share with others, maybe some hackathons or things like that, then feel free to share those opportunities with others on this channel. And when you're learning to code and things like that, many a times you build a lot of projects, right? Maybe for your portfolio, or maybe as a side project, things like that. So whatever projects you build, I would like you to actually share those projects in this channel, the showcase and review channel, because I mean, you should be, at the end of the day, since you're still in the learning phase, or you're still learning like something new each and every day, you should be very proud about whatever you create, right? So I mean, just to feel a sense of, achievement, and just to feel just to feel proud about whatever you have created, just share it in this channel, and I'm sure the community is going to react with lots of love to you guys, right? Which will again help in boosting your confidence, and it will take you places, right? When you're high on confidence, then it just usually, comes out very good. When you're learning, you just feel very motivated and your mind is in the right direction. So showcase your stuff, and I'm sure the community is going to love that. Be proud about whatever you're building, right? And then there is one channel known as Weekly Agenda. So this again came from the recommendation of Ritesh Karankal. Huge shout out to him again. But I created this channel because I strongly resonate with this myself, right? So the idea for this channel is that at the beginning of a week, you share your weekly agenda with the community, right? And whatever your weekly agenda is. So if I scroll up a little bit, you can see my weekly agenda. I've said that I want to uh, break down my next few videos for the next weeks, and organize the boot camps, roadmap, because I currently have it in my head. I haven't actually written it down, so that is something that I need to do. And I've also shared some other things about things I want to do this week. So how this is going to help me is that next week, when I refer back to my previous week's agenda, my this week's agenda, when next week I come back and see what agenda I had this week, and I'll look at this list, I would be able to realize the things that I didn't do, that I should have done, that I initially planned. And that is always going to push me to be better each and every week, right? So that should be the ultimate motive, and that is the only reason why I created this channel. It applies to me as well, so I'm going to post my weekly agenda on this channel, like what am I planning this week and things like that. All of those things are going to be posted in this channel, even for me. And the reason I want you guys also to do this is that for me personally, when I go to next week and I look back at this before writing my next week's agenda, I would clearly identify the things I missed out on, and I would be able to reflect upon why I missed out on those things, right? Because it could be that, again, I mentioned in my previous video, it could be that I procrastinated a little bit. Again, we are all humans, so it is natural to procrastinate a little bit. I might have procrastinated a little bit. I might have been distracted or things like that. I might be watching IPL since it is going on, right? I might have been watching IPL or things like that, and I'm a big cricketing fan, so that could be one of the reasons. But I should be, you know, I should identify and just reflect upon how my week went, and I should be able to identify the things I didn't do and why I didn't do them. So this is something that helps with that, and it helps you stay aware about how your week went and things like that. So there's something I want you guys to watch. It is going to greatly benefit you in the long run. I'm going to do it myself. I started this channel by sharing my agenda only, just because to set the trend right, to set the expectations right, and just to start this culture, right? And along with this, I also created like a monthly good bad ugly channel. So what is good bad ugly, right? So I mean, when you look at a month, there are some things that goes good for you, right? That makes you feel that you're in the right direction. There are some things that somewhat goes bad for you. They make you think that you need to improve on that. And there are something that goes you know completely in the opposite direction, like you need to change those things, right? You need to bring a change in those things. So that is what I mean by good, bad, and ugly. The things that you're doing right, the things that you can improve, and the things that you should change, maybe do something to change them, right? So this is what I mean by good, bad, ugly. And how this helps is that month over month, when we are learning something, or even in general life, what happens is that time passes very quickly, right? We don't understand that, okay, 1 month passed or 1 week passed. I mean, we plan on something, and then a few months later we realize that, oh, I thought I'll do this, but I completely forgot, right? So when I talked about weekly agenda, that is going to help you keep things in sync, what you want to do, right? It will keep giving you constant reminders when you look at your previous week's agenda. But when I talk about monthly good, bad, ugly, then what this will help you is that it will first, you know um, force you to take out some time for yourself, just to think upon how your month went, the things that you did right, the things that you need to improve on, and the things that you need to change. It will give you that time to just reflect upon how your month went and just resonate with it, right? And it will lead to self realization, right? You will yourself realize the things that could have gone better and the things that you need to change. You will realize it yourself, and you would work toward them in the coming month, right? Because I mean, when you don't do this, what happens in majority of the cases is that 3 4 months of time passes by, and then you realize that I should have done this right, and then you have that some sort of regret that you didn't realize this earlier, right? So this is something that I rigorously follow, like, since the very beginning of starting my journey, and this has helped me immensely. I learned it from someone I consider to be like one of my mentors, right? So I learned it from them, and I mean, this is a very good practice. So it is going to help you greatly in long run. I can't even emphasize how much this is going to help you. So again, just to set the culture right, I, you know, created this channel. And again, shout out to um, such a great, idea and suggestion that I received in my channel, that I implemented this actually. This is something that I personally follow, but I thought that I should, set the culture for my community as well, that they follow this as well, because this is something that helps you greatly, right? So if you're not going to follow these two things, weekly agenda and monthly good, bad, ugly, it is your loss. All I can say is that you should follow this, right? So this is it. And we then have some discussions channel and some voice chats, and finally some moderators and staff related channels that are just for discussing some events or something that we want to organize. So that is it for the community part. And this is our Discord community that we have created. And now comes the announcements, right? So in the beginning of this video I mentioned that I know a lot of you guys want to become great problem solvers, so I have something like very good in store for you guys. Just wait for it, right? A couple of minutes more. And before we talk about that, I would also like to make one more announcement that as you guys know, this channel has grown immensely in the past 3 weeks, and I am super grateful for the kind of response I've received from all of you guys, right? And since this channel is going to achieve 1000 subscribers pretty soon, what I've decided is that once it receives 1000 subscribers, I'm going to do a live stream. And I know you guys have a lot of questions related to career from me. You guys might be having questions related to freelancing, how to get started. You might be having questions related to interviews, how to crack interviews, how to search for these jobs, these remote jobs, how to ace your interviews, things like that. And I know I mentioned that I'll create videos on these later on, but in the live stream, if you ask me these questions, I'm going to answer all of them, right? Anything related to career, I'm going to answer all of them, be it related to freelancing, be it related to startups, be it related to remote jobs or interviews, or be it related to how to build your portfolio, or things like how to build your resume or things like that. So anything that you guys ask me regarding career, I'm going to answer all of those questions to the best of my capabilities, right? And I'm going to do that live stream once I achieve that 1000 subscriber milestone, the road to 1k. I know that either this week or next week this channel is going to cross that milestone, that 1000 subscribers milestone. So I am going to go live pretty soon, and you can ask me whatever you want regarding career, right? And I'll answer all of them very happily. And it would be a big live stream, maybe 2 to 2.5 hours, something like that. We'll see how many questions we receive, but I intend to answer most of them to the best of my capabilities. And yeah, with that being said, now let's come to the second announcement, which is about problem solving, right? So again, I would like to share my screen. Just a minute. Okay. So here in the Discord server, if you notice in the lounge area, I've created one more channel known as Bugs, right? And in this Bugs channel, what I did was, so I had something in mind since a very long time. Whenever I thought about creating a YouTube channel, I had this thing in mind that you know I wanted to start a separate series where I would be taking some good bugs, some good, errors that are there in code. Maybe some functionality is not working as expected, or, the code is not running at all because of some internal error or some bug or something like that. So I wanted to, start a series where I take these good bugs and, I document my journey on how I am solving those bugs. Because, see, I am someone who loves to solve bugs, right? Most of the learning that I have had, it has been because of the fact that I've actually solved a lot of bugs all by myself without anyone's help. And it is something that gives you a very deep insight on how a technology works on a more abstract level, right? Because we all know that there are a lot of functions that are pre-built for us, even in the technologies, but how these functions are working behind the scenes. Majority of the times when you encounter a very good bug, you need to understand how it is working internally, right? And this is what makes you better and better by the day, right? So I know that I mean, I'm not sure if there are any other channels or something like that that actually do this kind of stuff. I haven't researched on it, but I want to do this, so I want to have a lot of bugs that you guys are going to send me, and I'm going to handpick a few of them, and the good ones, and I'm going to actually attempt to solve them, and while solving them, I will document my entire journey. I will document all the blogs that I'm going through. I'll document all the documentations that I go through. I'll document all the threads that I go through, the GitHub issues that I go through, and things like that. The discussions that I go through, or even if I, let's say, take help from some community or someone, I'm going to document that as well. And I'm going to just keep conveying to you what is going inside my mind, and what direction I'm thinking about it in, right? So in the long run, how this is going to help you guys is that it see, I mean, I mentioned in my last video as well that my objective here is not just to teach you tech, but to actually, impart a lot of knowledge in you in terms of, how I approach a problem, how I, solve a problem, how I think, and what my mindset is, and things like that. So, I mean, this debugging series is going to give you a very good insight on how problem solving is actually done, how you actually break down a problem into smaller parts, and how you debug it when it comes to finding what block of code is exactly not working as expected, and things like that. So it is going to give you a very good insight on how I approach a problem, and how I solve a problem, and what's going inside my mind when I'm uh, dealing with these problems, and what kind of Google searches do I make when I'm you know solving these bugs and problems. So it is going to be a very good insight and a very good learning experience for you guys when I receive these bugs and I start creating videos on solving those bugs. And there are some rules that I mentioned while creating this. So the first thing is that since my bootcamp is going to be based on web development, then in the beginning I only want to address the bugs that are going to be web development related. Maybe later on I'll take some bugs that are mobile app related. I'll take some bugs that are DevOps related. Maybe you're getting stuck somewhere in Docker or Kubernetes or things like that. So I'll take those bugs as well, but not at this point of time, later on, because currently I'm working on the web development bootcamp, and I don't want to deviate my attention from that bootcamp. Because if I, let's say, pick up a problem that is DevOps related and I start researching about it, then it is in no way related to the bootcamp that I'm creating. And I'm not saying that I won't be able to solve it, but it is going to like affect the timelines of the bootcamp. So I don't want to get into that. Maybe a few months from now, we'll start taking problems on app development and DevOps as well. We'll see how this series goes for bootcamp, for web development at least, when I'm picking up web development specific bugs and solving them. Um, and I mean, I urge you guys to use this channel to share your bugs with me, right? So all the bugs that I'm going to be picking up, they should be based on web development to be even considered by me if I'm going to solve them, at least for a couple of months. And secondly, these bugs should be in the form of a GitHub issue, right? So you create a GitHub repository and you create an issue inside of that repository, and you then share the link of that GitHub repository in my, like, in this channel, because only then will I be picking up that bug. I'm not going to take up any random screenshots or any random messages or things like that. I need a proper GitHub repository and I need an issue created in it. That issue should clearly explain what the bug is, where it is coming up from, and things like that, right? Whatever your research is, I need that your entire research to be a part of that bug, because it is not my code to begin with. So if I, start understanding what the code is and how this bug might be creating, it is then going to take me a lot of time. So just because of that reason, I want you guys to provide me with all the details about the bug, like what you were trying to do, and things like that. It should just have a proper explanation, like just by reading it I should understand what the bug is, right? So that is one thing. And the third thing is that whatever GitHub repository you're sharing with me, it should have a very good documentation in terms of at least how I can install and run it, right? So you need to give me all the commands that I need to run and things like that, because I will not be wasting any time just trying to run those projects. It could be that your project is already broken and it doesn't runs in the first place, but you're still sending me to solve it because you're not able to install some dependencies or things like that, right? So I'm not going to take those kind of bugs. Your code should at least, your server should at least start, whatever it is, the front end server, back end server, or your microservice using Docker or whatever it is, it should at least start running with the commands that you're giving me. And then there should be that bug, and these commands and this documentation that is going to be there, it should be based on Linux, because I use a Linux machine. I am not going to waste my time figuring out what commands I need to change when it comes from Windows to Linux. So the bugs, the documentation should be Linux based. And yeah, it should have a good explanation on how I can run this project in my device. If I, let's say, get stuck in running the project, then I'm not going to waste time there. I'm not going to try to run it by myself, right? So these are the three things. If your code is working, if I can, let's say, start the server, get run it on my device, and it has a good issue created with all the proper explanation explaining the entire bug to me, then I'm definitely going to attempt it. And if it is a good bug, right, it should be a difficult bug. I mean, if I look at it and just by looking at it, if I know the solution or somewhat know the solution, I'm not even going to attempt it, because I need some good bugs. I need bugs that are actually going to take me a couple of hours to solve, that is actually going to you know like force me to do a lot of googling and go through a lot of questions on Stack Overflow and read the how what issues are created on GitHub regarding this bug and things like that, right? So there should be some research work for me while solving these bugs, and only those types of bugs I'm going to take, right? So I think in the longer run, this is going to help you guys a lot in being able to um, being able to improve your problem solving skills, and you would be able to see things from my perspective, how I approach a bug and solve them, things like that. I love solving bugs. So this is something that is I'm playing at my strengths here. Right? I love solving bugs. I've been doing it since a very long time, so I am pretty confident I can take up any bug uh, that is there. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking for some sort of challenge. Like, the bug should be a good one. It should at least take me a few hours to solve it, right? Only then would I be featuring that bug in any of my videos. With that being said, I want this to reach more and more people. So take a screenshot of this video, share it on Twitter, tag me in it, and let's start a hashtag called Debugging with Apoorv. The reason why I wanted to reach more and more people is that, when it reaches more people would start joining this community, more people will start sharing these bugs with me. And when I start receiving a good volume of bugs, only then would I be able to filter out some good bugs out of it. Only then would I be able to solve them. Only then would I be able to create videos on them, document my journey while solving them, and only then are you going to learn something out of it. Right. So that is the reason why I want this to reach more and more people. Again, if you have not taken a screenshot, take a screenshot right now. post this on Twitter, right? Tag me in it and use the hashtag debugging with Apoorv, right? We are going to use this hashtag for this series, at least for the debugging series. I think that's it for this video. Do make sure to subscribe to this channel and give this video a like, and do make sure to join the Discord community, because the only way you're going to share your GitHub repositories with bugs in them is through this Discord community that I've shown you. So do make sure to join this server. The link of this would be there in the description below. My social medias links would be there in the description below. Subscribe to this channel, like this video, and let me know in the comment section below how interested you are about the debugging series. And I'll see you in the next video. Hashtag debugging with Apoorv.